Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of New Media. I know fellas, I look tired, but thanks to the technology of the new cameras that can hide it and show me in a better look. So, speaking of cameras, the history of cameras is not characterized by sluggish evolution, rather it was a series of game-changing discoveries and inventions with the rest of the world catching up. The first camera capable of taking permanent photographs was invented a century before the portable camera became available to the middle class. A century later, the camera has become an everyday aspect of life. Today's camera is modest digital addition to the tremendous computer that is in our smartphones. For the professional, it may be a digital SLR camera capable of shooting high-definitive video or hundreds of high-resolution images. It could be a modern take on instant camera. Each of them represent a single step forward in camera technology. The first camera was invented in 1816 by French inventor Joseph Nicephore Niepce. His simple camera used paper coated with silver chloride, which would produce a negative of the image dark where it should be light. Because of how silver chloride works, these images were not permanent. However, later experiments produced permanent photos, some of which remain today. Now let's move on to our media story. The media story. Well, of course, it's about cameras. So, Nicephore Niepce, a French inventor, may have invented photography in 1816, but his experiments with cameras obscure an ancient technique for capturing an image via a small hole in the wall of dark chamber or a box had been going for years. In 1795, Niepce resigned as administrator of Nice to return to his family's home and resume scientific research alongside his brother Claude. Nicephore was attracted by the concept of light and was a lover of early lithology created utilizing the camera obscured technique. He knew from reading the writing of Carl Wilhelm and Johann Heinrich that silver salts discolor and alter characteristics when exposed to light. However, he, like previous others before him, was unable to make these reform permanent. Nicephore Niepce experimented with a variety of various material before settling on a film created from asphalt of Syria, is also a semi-solid oil that resembles tar. It was discovered that when mixed with pewter, it was the ideal material for Niepce to use. So he could make a permanent image on the surface using the wooden camera obscure box he possessed. Though it was extremely blurry, the procedure was dubbed heliography by Niepce, and excited about the future studies, Niepce increased his correspondence with his good friend and colleague Louis Daguerre. He kept experimenting with other chemicals, convinced that the answer lay somewhere in the silver. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gents, to the Upload segment, where we get to meet new content creators every week in New Media. People from different parts of Kuwait. Musicians, video gamers, streamers, vloggers, you name it. Every week, a new person shares with us his or her experience in social media. And today we have got Mariam. Welcome to the studio.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be here, actually.
Likewise, thank you also for being part of this interview. First of all, before we begin, all the guests are required to look at their camera and tell us something about them. Sentence or two sentences.
Okay. Hello, my name is Mariam Shaya, also known on social media as Yumineko. I'm an artist, self-taught artist, and I do stream sometimes from time to time.
Awesome. Well, that was a brief, and people already know what we're going to be talking about right now. So an artist and a streamer, which is, I used to stream, by the way. You're streaming games or drawing?
Both. Games, art, everything.
It's going to be a smooth interview. So, first of all, the name Yumi from your Instagram account, where did it come from?
I used to watch a lot of animes back in middle school. So typically, I thought of maybe choosing a nickname just to represent myself instead of using my real name. And I used it on all my social media. And since then, it got carried away, even like years later. So there's no specific meaning to it. It's just I like the name, and I just chose it.
Do your friends actually call you Yumi or your name?
Actually, even at work and in university, they started using this nickname instead of calling my name.
That's nice. I thought about this. So, Yumi or Maryam. For here, it's Maryam.
Whichever you like.
All right. So, now you mentioned that you watch anime from the school.
Yes.
So, I think that, I mean, most of my friends who watch anime, they are artists.
Oh, yeah.
Is it because the anime that they see, they get inspired of drawing the same, characters that they like, or it was before? Tell me.
Yeah. So
how did it start?
So it all started since childhood. We used to watch like a lot of like Space Tune shows, which used to bring like the Japanese style of cartoon, which attracted me more than the cartoon style of the American. For some reason, I think the shape of their eyes, they're nice, the way
Huge
they draw
eyes.
the faces, yeah. So I used to copy the characters that I liked from certain shows, and it got carried during middle school when I knew about the term of the Japanese style, which is the anime.
We used to call it cartoon.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
now if I call an anime a cartoon, people would be mad at me because no, this is different.
They get offended.
Yeah, offended, exactly.
Because you have to specify exactly which one. Yeah. So I remember seeing my friends drawing with the style, and like I got courage and like excited to like try myself.
He inspired
exactly.
you to start.
Yeah. So I started searching more about the anime and like watching the ones that are outside of Space Tune. I got exposed to so many different styles, cultures. There was a phase where I liked the Victorian style a lot. So like even then I started creating my own characters.
Nice.
That were inspired from the Victorian style and all. And yeah, and then like it used to be a hobby. At some point I felt like I wanted to improve myself. So of course all of these were done traditionally on paper. I didn't have much like a special marker whatsoever. I was just doodling with like a pen and like a paper from school.
Oh, wow.
And that's how I enjoy. And then I knew more about digital art when I got into Instagram by 2014, I guess, or something.
All right, so the beginning of the social media?
Yeah, exactly.
2014. All right.
Around 2013, 14, I think, yeah. I knew more about the artist community, and I saw how they use digital equipment to draw. They used to like share a lot of the tutorials, and that's where I started to like teach myself all by my own, because sadly we don't have schools for art or even like college that are
It's all
depicted
self-taught.
Yeah, basically from YouTube, from Instagram, tutorials here and there. And since then, I don't know, I just like try to have fun with my journey, so like it improved by its own.
This is what we like about social media and the internet, the new media in general. If you don't know how to play music, you can just Google or
Exactly.
on YouTube how to and tutorial, and you will find everything.
Yeah.
How to draw and how to everything. But the sad thing is, whenever I Googled or YouTubed how to draw, I never knew how to. I'm bad. I don't know how to draw a stick man. I have to mention this in every interview. I have no clue how you guys do it. I'm always shocked and surprised I'm amazed, fascinated by the things that you guys create. It takes, I don't know, talent or passion.
I think passion, yeah.
Passion more than talent?
I think anyone can
Anyone can draw?
Anyone
do you
can
think?
pick up, anyone can pick up a pen and start drawing even like at their 30s. It's just if they have the passion and the will to learn, they can exceed like to higher levels.
All right, sweet. Now, I like was watching, scrolling down through your Instagram, and I've seen so many cool animated photos, digital art, I would say, of different characters. Now, we're not going to mention the characters' names and who are they and why did you decide to like draw this or that, but the idea of uploading them.
Yes.
Who inspired you to start uploading, and how easy is it? Like, because you don't need a camera to
Yeah.
take photo of the art because it's
True.
digital. So the process, tell me about it.
For uploading, who inspired me, I think way before Instagram, I used to have a Facebook page with a small group of friends and like people I know from school. So I used to upload there mostly.
Were they all like artists or just friends?
No, it's just like my classmates
Oh.
and like people I met there. And some of them are like into anime. So when I used to like post my drawings that were on paper at the start, they liked it. They enjoyed watching like the drawings that I used to make, even though they looked very wonky and like very bad, but they still liked it. And then I knew about Instagram in 2014, and I saw people uploading their drawings, so I started uploading mine as well.
And why not?
Yeah. I think I used to take my father's phone and like take pictures of them,
Of the drawings.
of the drawing, because they used to be traditional, and I uploaded them. And the quality was very bad and all, but like as long as people like it, I enjoyed it. And then I got into digital drawing. I had like my very first like a Samsung tablet. So I used to draw on it with a very limited like a program that has very limited brushes and all. And
But at
then-
least you tried the new tech of being
yeah,
on a,
exactly. It was very hard. I tend to go back to traditional a lot, but then I had to push myself on like
Practice makes perfect.
really
Yeah?
exactly, yeah. And it was very easy to upload because when I save the picture, it's saved on
already
my gallery, yeah, and then I just can upload it easily. And yeah, and then I shifted to a more professional side of the digital drawing, where I started using my laptop, a very like I would call it a potato laptop because it was very bulky and bad and all. And I had this very small tablet, maybe this size, that was screenless, which means I have to draw with my hand and I look at
Oh,
the
you don't have to. You can't
laptop.
look at the screen. You
No,
have to look.
because
Oh,
it
this
doesn't
is-
have a screen. It's like a mouse, but like a pen and a tablet. You just draw and just like you look at the screen. So that's
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. I mean, you're used to
was
drawing
very
and
difficult.
looking at the exactly
Yeah.
the lines that you
it took
draw.
me a while to like get used to it. So
So I'm assuming this is one of the difficulties.
I would say
What other
yeah.
difficulties you faced?
Yeah. I think at some point my laptop started lagging a lot.
So it was more like a tech problem.
Technical issues, yeah. So the more I drew, the more I improved, and the faster I got. So I wanted to draw faster and upload faster, but like the issues that I have with my laptop, it was very hectic and annoying, and even the tablet itself, it was limiting me from doing, let's say, bigger artworks, because it was painful to like have to deal with like these issues. So I had to upgrade. That's where I started taking commissions. So I would draw depending on people's requests, and they would pay me.
Nice.
Yeah, with the anime style, the same style that I
You would
usually
draw them, right? They give you a photo
or
of them.
maybe their characters.
Their characters, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
usually, yeah. I used to avoid drawing like real people because I wasn't sure how to. I was more comfortable with drawing fictional characters. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then I upgraded to a Mac laptop, which helped me a lot to like make the work very smooth. And then I would say recently, like maybe last year or the year before, I think last year, is where I've upgraded from this tablet to a screen tablet. So all these years I've been drawing with the small one, and everyone was impressed with the quality I give, even though I think like it was normal to like use this tool to like come out with this high quality. Because what people think that if you have the best tablet, that means you can get the best art,
A
which
better
is
quality, maybe. But
yeah,
no,
which
it
is-
all depends on the one who draws.
exactly, yeah. It helps to make your work easier and faster, but it doesn't improve your art. I would say it needs like skills and like passion
And of
to
course,
like.
if you gave me that, the most expensive item, I still wouldn't know how to draw a stick man again. So let's now go to the feedback of the people.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the people would tell you that to ask you to draw them and whatnot. But what about their feedback if it was negative? This is the most difficult part for any content creator.
Yeah.
If I go out there and just hold my phone and put a comment that says, this art is ugly. How would you feel about that? How would you react to that?
It might sound funny. I would like take a screenshot and send it to my friend and look and tell them, look, I have a haters. That means I'm successful now. So like I would just make fun of it. I don't take comments seriously, like the negative ones, because we have to accept that negativity exists. We cannot always depend on positivity. Those people exist, so we have just to accept it and like just make fun of them. And what I heard before, that those people usually have a bad day or something, so they just leash it out on like other people on Instagram because it's easy. They're hiding behind their phones, they're just like throwing bad stuff. So like, yeah, I don't really care about it much.
Yeah, these guys are called cyber bulliers now.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We have had like 2 or 3 episodes of our show that was focused on these guys and like how to, ignore them and whatnot. So yeah, everyone have to be careful.
Exactly.
If you like what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing, and that's it. Don't let anyone to let you down, stop you, or put a pressure on. You should stop, you should quit, because this is not how things go. If in order to succeed or be professional on the things that you do.
Exactly.
Now, again, this is let's talk about the streaming part, because it caught my attention.
Yeah.
When you mentioned it to the camera. So you stream what exactly?
When I opened my channel, I decided to stream art at the start because I used to like do the live recording or whatever on Instagram, that feature when they released it the first time. So I would just...
So you would go live and just draw in front of people?
Exactly. Like I would like set up my camera and like start and put the live button on and all, and I would stream myself drawing. And then I learned more about Twitch streaming and how people usually do it.
There's a huge community over
Oh yeah, exactly. So it sounded so much more fun because the interaction with people in chat was easier and much more fun to read, because I used to struggle to look at my phone and read the comments and then go back to draw. Yeah. So when I have everything in front of me, everything got like easier. So I think when I started streaming at the start, I didn't have the best microphone, and I used my headset, which was very like old, and like the mic was very muffled. But still, I started streaming.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. And I used to draw, and people enjoyed it because they can see exactly how I draw, my process of drawing. So I start with a sketch, and then I clean it up, I do the line art, do the coloring. Like a session can stay for like 3 hours, and they see the whole process. And sometimes they chat, they have fun. I ask about them, how they
like it, and the feedback of them. And
yeah.
Actually, we really like the idea of like having an event, let's say here in Kuwait, and having someone that draws in front of us, because it's nice watching people draw.
Exactly,
this is where the idea come from. I mean, if you stream your art and drawing, it's nice. People will interact and would love it. I would actually watch that. I didn't even know it exists. So yes, thank you so much, Yumi, Mariam.
Thank you.
But now we have reached the end of this interview.
Okay.
Again, look at your camera and tell us an advice for those people who would like to start to draw maybe, or anything.
I would give an advice that I think everyone would ignore, which take care of your health, because this is also a reminder to myself. Sleep well, eat well. You don't know how much this affects, because that's where your creativity will become better. And have fun with the process. I think anyone can start. You don't have to feel pressure about being talented or not. Just start, have fun, communicate with people, join communities, and yeah.
That's nice. You heard Mariam. Well, thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Welcome again to my favorite section, games and everything about games. However, this time it's all about early video games that had the most influence. Table tennis, 1972. On the console, the Magnavox Odyssey. When it comes to home video games consoles, the first generation of consumer video gamers began with one device, the Magnavox Odyssey. The Odyssey was first conceptualized in 1966 by a small team of engineers led by Ralph, widely regarded as the founder of video gaming, and went through various prototypes before being introduced in 1972. The device, which was not technically a computer, instead had the hardware that directly modified the visual stream coming to an associated TV. Like most first-generation systems, Odyssey's games were either hardwired into the unit or came preloaded on individual game cards that players could purchase separately. In systems for home Pong, Sears Detail Games and several Atari home Pong consoles, Pong was not the first home video game, but it was the first major video game hit, launching the Atari home console dynasty, by extension, a new industry. Nolan Bushnell, the developer of Pong, and his collaborator Ted had a surprise explosion with the arcade version of the game in 1972, which built on a fundamental table tennis concept by adding sound, scoring, and spin. Magnavox filed a lawsuit for copyright infringement, and Atari agreed to settle by paying exclusive licensing fee. Then they customized it for use at home. Spitfire 1977, Fairchild Channel F console. The Channel F, now completely forgotten, was an inventive, short-lived forerunner to better-known second-generation video game, and the consoles such as the Intellivision, Atari 2600, and Colossal Vision. It was the first home console having a microprocessor, a joystick, and a hold button, and it cost $170, approximately around $600 in today's currency. It was also the first console to use the game-loaded ROM, read-only memory cartridge, rather than having all of the game integrated into the console itself. And that's it for today's segment for video games. We hope you enjoyed it, dear viewers. Stay safe. And now, to conclude this lovely episode of New Media, we have reached the end. We have spoken about so many cool things, media story, a guest, and also a video game section. All was beautiful and amazing. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe and see you again in the next episode.